Next point, that is conductor, insulators and free charges. So conductor, insulator, free charges and bound charges inside a conductor. So first of all we will see conductors and insulator. When you come in contact with wires in wet condition or while opening the window of your car, you might have experienced a feeling of electric shock. Why don't you get similar experience with wooden materials? The reason you get a shock is that there occurs a flow of electrons from one body to another when they come in contact via rubbing or moving against each other. So, shock is basically a wild feeling of current passing through your body. Then conductors are materials or substances which allow electricity to flow through them. This is because they contain large number of free charges or large number of free charge carriers, electrons. In metal, the outer electrons, valence electrons, are loosely bound to the nucleus and thus free for conductivity when an external electric field is applied. So here, metal, humans, earth and animal bodies are all conductors. Metal, humans, then earth and animal bodies all are conductors. The main reason we get electric shocks is that being a good conductor, our human body allows a resistance free path for the current to flow from wire to our body. So under electrostatic condition, the conductors have following properties. In the interior of a conductor, net electrostatic field is zero. Then potential is constant within and on the surface of conductor. In static situation, the interior of conductor can have no charge. Then electric field just outside a charged conductor is perpendicular to the surface of conductor at every point. And surface charge density of conductor could be different at different points. So these are characteristics of electrostatic conductors. Okay. Now electrostatic shielding. So to protect a delicate instrument from the disturbing effects of other charged bodies near it, place instrument inside a hollow conductor where E equal to 0. This is called electrostatic shielding. Thin metal foils are used in making the shield. During lightning and thunderstorm, it is always advisable to stay inside the car that near a tree in open ground, since the car acts a shield. Then Faraday cages. It is an enclosure which is used to block external electric field in a conductive materials. Then electromagnetic shielding. MRI scanning rooms are built in such a manner that they prevent the mixing of external radio frequency signals with MRI machine. So out of you, if anyone has seen the lab of MRI or in hospital, if you have seen that MRI room, okay, so outer sides are totally packed, okay, so electromagnetic shielding is there, so no electromagnetic waves are coming inside that lab and no more than 2 persons are allowed inside that lab. Okay, and if you are going inside that lab, okay, all electric materials, magnetic materials which we have, okay, these are not allowed in that room. Okay. Then second, free charges and bound charges inside the materials. The electric behavior of conductors and insulator can be understood on the basis of free and bound charges. In metallic conductors, electrons in outermost shells of atoms are loosely bound to the nucleus, hence can easily get detached and move freely inside the metal. When an external electric field is applied, they drift in direction opposite to the direction of applied field, and these charges are called free charges. So, the nucleus, which consists of the positive ions and electrons of inner shells, remain held in their fixed position. These immobile charges are called bound charges, which are not in moving, which are bound to that surface. In electrolytic conductors, positive and negative ions act as charge carriers, but their movements are restricted by electrostatic force between them and the external electric field. So that these electrolytic conductors we use. Then we can consider about insulators. Okay, so the electrons are tightly bound to the nucleus and are thus not available for conductivity and hence are poor conductors of electricity. So there are no free charges since all charges are bound to the nucleus, and insulating material can be considered as a collection of molecules that are not easily ionized. An insulator can carry any distribution of external electric charges on its surface or in its interior, and the electric field in the interior can have non-zero values unlike conductors. In this way, we can see the difference between conductors and insulators. Now, dielectrics and electric polarization. Dielectrics are insulators which can be used to store electric energy. This is because when such substances are placed in external field, their positive and negative charges get displaced in opposite directions and the molecules develop a net dipole moment. This is called polarization of the material, and such a material are called dielectrics. So in every atom there is a positively charged nucleus and there are negatively charged electrons surrounding it. The negative charges from electron cloud around the positive charge. These two oppositely charged regions have their own centers of charge. So where effective charge is located, the center of negative charge is the center of mass of negatively charged electrons, and that of positive charge is the center of mass of positively charged protons in the nucleus. So dielectrics are insulating materials or non-conducting substances which can be polarized through small localized displacement of charge. Example: glass, wax, water, wood, mica, rubber, stone, plastic. These are the examples. So dielectrics can be classified as polar dielectrics and non-polar dielectrics. Okay, that we will see now. So first we will see about polar dielectrics. A molecule in which the center of mass of positive charge does not coincide with the center of negative charges because of the asymmetric shapes of the molecules is called polar molecule. Okay, so you can see here in this diagram it is a polar molecule. They have permanent dipole moments of the order of 10 raised to minus 30 coulomb meter. They act as tiny electric dipoles. As the charges are separated by a small distance, the dielectrics like HCl, water, alcohol, NH3, its are made up of polar molecules and are called polar dielectrics. Water molecule has a bent shape with its two OH bonds which are inclined at an angle of about 105 degree. So it has very high dipole moment of 6.1 into 10 raised to minus 30 coulomb meter. Then this next figure, okay, shows the structure of HCl and H2O, okay, which are a polar molecule. Okay, it goes from negative to positive, its direction. Then about non-polar molecules or non-polar dielectrics. A molecule in which center of mass of positive charge coincide with the center of mass of negative charges is called a non-polar molecule, as shown in figure 8.19. So here you can see this figure. Okay, H2CO2, these are the molecules. So the dielectrics like hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, CO2, benzene, methane are made up of non-polar molecules are called non-polar dielectrics. Structure of H2 and CO2 are given in this figure. So where center of positive charge coincide, okay, with the center of negative charge, this is nothing but your non-polar molecules. Then we will see about polarization polarization of non-polar dielectrics in an external electric field. So, in external electric field, in presence of an external electric field E0, the centers of positive charge in each molecule of a non-polar dielectric is pulled in the direction of E0. So, the centers of negative charge are displaced in opposite direction. Therefore, two centers are separated and molecule get distorted. The displacement of the charges stop when the force exerted on them by external field is balanced by the restoring force between the charges in the molecule. Therefore, each molecule becomes a tiny dipole having dipole moment. So, induced dipole moment of different molecules add up, giving a net dipole moment to the dielectric and in the presence of external electric field. So, in this way, you can see the when polarization in non-polar dielectrics of electric field. So figure A shows the non-polar dielectrics in absence of electric field. When you apply electric field, okay, they are aligned. Okay, negative charges on left side, positive charges on right side, or shortly, which we can say positive charges will be aligned towards the direction of electric field. So figure second shows in presence of an external electric field. Now polarization of a polar dielectric in an external electric field. The molecules of polar dielectrics have tiny permanent dipole moments due to thermal agitation in the material. The absence of any external electric field, these dipole moments are randomly oriented. Okay, so you can see here, okay, in next figure also they are randomly oriented. Hence total dipole moment is 0 because some one are in upward direction, some one are in downward direction. So upward and downward they will cancel out. If someone are in left direction, then someone are in right direction. So positive negative will be 0. Now when an external electric field is applied, the dipole moment of different molecules tend to align with the field. As a result, the dielectric develops a net dipole moment in the direction of external field. Hence, dielectric is polarized. The extent of polarization depends on the relative value of two opposing energies. It depends upon the applied energies also. Then the applied external electric field which tends to align the dipole with the field. Thermal energy tending to randomize the alignment of the dipole. Then polarization in presence of strong external electric field is shown in figure 8.21b. So you can see in this second figure. Both polar and non-polar dielectric develops net dipole moment in presence of electric field. Dipole moment per unit volume is called polarization. Dipole moment per unit volume is called polarization and is denoted by vector P, okay, which is proportional to the electric field E, where constant is a psi E. Okay, so for linear isotropic dielectrics, P is proportional to the E, where proportionality constant psi E. Psi E is the constant called electric susceptibility of the dielectric medium. So it describes the electrical behavior of dielectrics. It has different values for different dielectrics. For example, psi E is equal to 0, okay, for different terms. Now, reduction of electric field due to polarization of dielectric. Now when you keep any dipoles, okay, in external electric field, okay, there is a reduction of electric field that we will see now. When dielectric is placed in an external electric field, the value of field inside the dielectric is less than the external field as a result of polarization. Now consider a rectangular dielectric slab placed in uniform electric field E acting parallel to two of its faces. Okay, so you can see here two of its faces. Since the electric charges are not free to move about the dielectric, no currents result when it is placed in an external electric field. so produces a slight rearrangement of the charges within the atoms and resulting in aligning them with the field. So this shows that during the process of alignment, charges move only over the distances that are less than atomic diameter. So as a result, the alignment of dipole moments, there is an apparent sheet of positive charge on the right hand side and negative charges on left hand side of the dielectric. These two sheets of induced surfaces charge produces an electric field E0 called polarization field in the insulator, which opposes the applied electric field E. The net electric field E dash inside the dielectric is the vector sum of applied field E bar and polarization field E0. So E dash is equal to E dash minus E0. Okay, E dash is equal to E minus E0. So this shown in figure 8.22a and 8.22b, where dielectric is placed in an external electric field, dipole becomes aligned, and induced surface charges on the dielectric establish polarization E0 in the interior. And third one, net field E is a vector sum of E and E0. So we will see it. If we apply, forget about this, okay, greater the applied field, greater is the degree of alignment of the drop dipoles and greater is the polarization of the field. So induced dipole moment disappears when the field is removed. The induced dipole moment is often responsible for the attraction of charged object towards an uncharged insulator such as the charge comb and beads. Okay, so these are the values of dielectric constants of various materials. So here you can see for air it is maximum minimum value 1. Okay, for ebonite also it is same, but for about glass, okay, it is maximum 14.5 and minimum 3.8. So mica 4 and 9. Then paper, whatever normal paper we use, that is 1.5 or 3. Then paraffin 2 and 3. Porcelain 5 and 6.5. Quartz 5 and 5. Then rubber 2 and 4. Okay, wood dry 1.4 and 2.9. Where metals it is infinity. Because in metal large number of free electrons are available for conductivity or electricity, so that these are not included in the non-polar molecules, okay, or we call it as a different dielectrics. Okay, so we will stop here. Okay, now next point we have to see about capacitor, then capacitance, combination of capacitors in series and parallel. Already this capacitor term and resistance term you have studied in electrostatics, but here we have to consider in different way, that is in terms of derivation, how this capacitor is depend upon the area, or what is effect on its area, that we have to see in the next chapter. So today we will stop here.